What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, ABD Hero, back again with another video. In today's video, we got to talk about what's happening right now with the Indiana Fever. They tried to jump your girl, Caitlin Clark, tonight, and we got to get into the discussion. All right. If you have been living behind a rock, you missed tonight's game between the Fever and the Sun, the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun. As you see in the headline here, folks had to be separated a few different times. Now, there's a few different narratives coming out from this game, but we're going to watch some of these clips and then we'll discuss.
They're both going at it, saying, hey, oh, there's a little extra right there. Uh-oh. And Marina steps in to protect JC. And Caitlin Clark are talking to the official. They're both going at it, saying, hey, oh, there's a little extra right there. Uh-oh.
Now, I want to point out that this is the beginning of all of the drama here. And so you got JC talking with Caitlin, and Caitlin gives her a shove. Now, Marina Mabry, who Jersey native, steps in to be like, yo, you ain't finna do my teammate like that. A little foreshadowing, the referees made a mistake here by not penalizing somebody for what just happened. Right? They sometimes we beg, let them play. Let them play. We want to see the action. Let them get chippy. It's all right. It's all right. But then later on in that same game, you got these two going at it, and you get a poke in the eye. Now, all of a sudden, you get another push, and you get Marina Mabry with a harder push this time. And if you look, they got your girl, Caitlin Clark. She falling on the ground, flopping like a fish. She want to know what's going on. 31 just wants people to realize it wasn't her. Because she know if she push Caitlin Clark, they going to be on her head. And they going to be like, look at the black girls hate Caitlin Clark. But it was Marina Mabry. Look at her put her hands up here. Look at she said, oh, no. I didn't touch her. But what I'm saying is that they didn't call that the first time. And then we got to this situation. And then now nobody wants to. Now you got to tech everybody up. But you see they playing hard basketball here. Let's go to the next clip. Then we'll get into some of these comments because they crazy. Now, you got Sophie Cunningham with the tackle. And this is the part I like. She wanted to smoke. That right there wasn't I'm fouling you. Oh, my bad. That's I'm fouling you. I know you're going to want to get up and fight. And we're going to put these hands and feet on you. Nice tackle. She standing. It ain't no chest to chest. It's hands to neck. That's Fever basketball. Let me show you this. They had the post game presser. And your girl Caitlin Clark.
This game for basketball.
Yeah,
Let's talk about basketball. Come on now.
What do you think of just how you all were able to pull away in the second half, Caitlin, in particular?
We're going to the Commissioner Cup Championship.
Let's go!
That's pretty exciting. Y'all want to talk about that? Let's talk about that. At the end of the day, I'm here to play basketball, and that's my job. That's what I'm going to do. I was excited. Honestly, the review took too long for me. I wanted to get playing basketball again, and that's exactly what I did the rest of the third quarter. I made all 3 free throws, and then it was a tough 3. I was excited about a 3, and honestly, I got to give our crowd a lot of credit, too. I thought they were tremendous. They were cheering for us. They had our back, and I'm a passionate player, but at the end of the day, I'm here to play basketball, and that's what it is, and my game's going to talk, and that's all that really matters, and I love this game, and I'm going to give it everything I have, so I think that's what competitors do. You just step right back up to the challenge. Yeah, well, you guys came for basketball.
Yeah.
Here go my thing is you listen to her right there, and she hype, she passionate, she ready to go. And that is going to be interpreted very well from the audience. Everybody who watches that is going to be able to say, she's not crazy. She's not on the spectrum. She's just passionate about basketball. she really was hype. That was a great three. What she's talking about is after all of that hullabaloo, she knocked down a three and then just started flexing and screaming at the bench for the other team, screaming, "Is that what you like? What you see? You like some shit like that?" And so, they asking like, "Yo, what was all that about?" And she's like, "Yo, it's basketball. That's what she here for." And we appreciate it. I appreciate the showmanship. I like actually this version of her where she is giving us something because I like my athletes to be more authentic, right? I think a lot of times you see these athletes who have to be media trained and we want them to give the most politically correct answer. And we know that this is an intense situation. We can see with our own two eyes that this shit means something to you. And they get to the podium and be like, just another basketball game. I'm just here to, because I love the game and I give me the real, or lie to me creatively, which is what I think she did here, right? She didn't really give us the full tea, but at least she gave us some creative lies that we can appreciate. Now, I think we fast forward here. You get some of this from the coach.
Let's
Let's
That's
go!
pretty exciting. Y'all want to talk?
There wasn't an explanation for the tech that she got. I think it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing, right? When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. All season long. It's not just this game. It's been happening all season long. This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete. And they're going to have their teammates' backs. It's exactly what you expect, right, out of fierce competition. So I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. You could tell it was going to happen. So they got to get control of it. They got to be better. They got to be better. There was.
Here's what I appreciate and I think is kind of tough about what she's saying is that the officials were definitely supposed to get control of this game, right? The officials were definitely supposed to make some calls to like kind of quell what was obviously happening, right? There was tension obviously on the horizon in this game, and they could have done some things. However, we also find ourselves in a space where we just want to let them play sometimes, right? Stop calling all of these crazy calls, right? There's how many times where you've seen a clip where two players are going back and forth and then they go, "Ref, no, we're good. We're just talking. Back up. Oh my God. Ref, why are you in our business? We're just talking it out. It's all right." You get a game like today, though, when people start putting their hands on each other and you have to make the call. This is what I was saying at the beginning. The reason why the ref didn't make the initial call is because they saw Caitlin Clark push the girl and they didn't want to call a technical on Caitlin Clark for pushing her. Why? Because that's obvious backlash. So later on in the game, she get more chippy, and the initial thing, then the young lady pushes Caitlin Clark for the second time in response, and they don't even eject her. Why? Because we didn't call the technical earlier, which actually would have been the second tech on CC after that 1 second debacle with the eye thing. Or truthfully, the eye thing probably don't even happen if she gets the first tech. But then you got to eject her from the game. So now they can't make that call because that looks crazy. Then you get Sophie Cunningham, who goes Tony Yayo, and then tackles JC out of bounds and is ready for the smoke. She tapped into Chief Keef. And you get that situation when you're afraid of the response. And so what we'll do here is look at the response here. Let's check it out. All right, so let's read through some of these comments because this is kind of telling of perspective. CC is the reason people are paying attention to the WNBA button. 2,000 likes. CC owns the WNBA. 2,000 likes. Love that from Cunningham. That's called teammate right there. Clark really made the entire damn league jealous. Wild how she's treated by damn near everyone else in the league when she's the reason people are watching. It's called passion when you're white. It's called attitude when you're black. 200 likes. Them $100 fines about to be crazy. Cunningham, a real one. I, this is the thing, and this reminds me of the conversation that RG3 and Ryan Clark was having, right? When RG3 got online and he said, Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. We can tell now. And then you watch and you see that it's smoke across the board. The same way you could say the same thing about Marina Mabry. In fact, if I could find it, there was a tweet from Dave Portnoy who was going off on Marina Mabry about how she's just jealous of Caitlin Clark. Let me see if I can find Dave on here. I hate pulling out Twitter though, because Twitter is a dark place. Let me see here. Dave Portnoy. I don't know if this is right. Okay, here we go. Well, we actually might. He just posted a video we might actually check out. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Marina Mabry is jealous, is a jealous loser punk. Asked to be traded on every team she's on until she's on the worst team in the league and completely irrelevant. I lost my spot. Worst team in the league, completely irrelevant unless she's cheap, short, and Caitlin. Go play in the rec league where nobody gives a us about you. Kick Marina Mabry out of the league. This is what I'm talking about. I love CC, the Fever. I'm a fan. But this right here is not kick you out of the league worthy content or contact. That's standard everyday vibrations. That's a little chest bump. You got to be able to take that. Imagine not kicking Marina Mabry out after she assaults the face of the league. Just a common tech, sick league, WNBA. Also, shouldn't have been a tech on Caitlyn since that girl got in her face after gouging her eye. Once again, the reason why you called a tech on her is because this is the second time in the day she's pushed somebody. And if you tag the other team and not her, you're sending a message of who is protected. Okay. On 12 hours, Caitlin Clark and players. That's crazy. Sophie Cunningham with the vibes. Let me see. Let's take a look at this and see what he talking about.
All right, I fucking love it. And I watch every minute of it. I even wore my Caitlin Clark pin. Kind of fire. But it's always something. There's like two basically fights today in the game. And this is for the WNBA refs. And it's the refs, it's the commissioner of the league, it's some of the team owners. They are so fucking stupid and so fucking bad at their jobs in understanding what they have in Caitlin Clark, who is the face of the league. Ratings go down 50% when she's not there. Ratings rocket through the roof when she is. Everybody has to watch. She's box office. So she's playing some girl, J.C. Shelton, longtime rival.
Here's what I say. People always say that, like, oh, it's everybody's fault because they don't know what they have. What do y'all want people to do? Do y'all want every time she touches the ball or somebody breathes on her to blow a whistle? You want the commissioner to, if you foul her 2 times in the game, they void your contract and kick you out of the league. That they want owners to tell their players, if CC touched the ball, let her score. No, bro, nobody's doing that. It's competitive. Part of what makes this interesting is that we all know that everybody is trying their hardest to stop her, and she seems to be unstoppable, right? It's the same thing that happened with Jordan. Folks knew that Jordan was becoming the face of the league. He was looking unstoppable, but they didn't say, bad boy Pistons, you can't do that. No, we appreciated the fact that Jordan then elevated his play to the next level, and that added to his story, that added to the mythology of who he is, and made Jordan what he is. That's the thing that we're getting, or that we want to see from Caitlin Clark. We know that they are coming for you. When LeBron came to the league, we saw the tapes of people being like, I mean, he's just a kid. He's not finna take over. And LeBron took over. That's what Caitlin Clark is doing. But it's so funny to me when you get these dudes who get on here and be like, and these are guys who I imagine Dave Portnoy is the type of guy who, if he was to watch men's sports and they just passively allowed somebody to just be protected and not and they don't call a foul on you, and then you get to the rim and then we just let you do it, and everybody seemed to just be glazing this one cap, folks would hate it. I think he would hate that too. And so it's just so crazy to hear them beg for that for Caitlin Clark.
From Ohio State. Now, this girl can't hold, can you say jockstrap? I'll say can't hold her bra. Can't hold her underwear, okay? Can't hold Caitlin's jockstrap. She's not that good. But they hate each other. They play each other. It's always a little chip.
Once again, this is interesting because he said they hate each other, right? They hate each other. A couple weeks ago, other girl hated her, and it felt like it was the worst thing in the world. This right here is rivalry. The other time it was past rivalry, it's just hate, regular hate.
JC Shelton today, she's getting cooked per usual, and she rakes Caitlin in the face, then kind of gets in her face after she's doing it. They're having words, and bang. Marina Mayberry, who, if you don't know who that is, I've been watching the NBA for 2 years now. She's been on 32 different teams in 2
I've been watching the NBA for 2 years now. She played on, to my understanding, the Chicago Sky last year, got traded to the team she's on now. She tried to leave this team because all of the players left this team, and they were like, no, we traded way too much to get you. You're staying.
Years. She cries, whines, leaves one team, goes to another, demands trade, shoots threes. She's an irrelevant journeyman. She runs up to Caitlin after the whistle and fucking slams into her, knocks her down. Obvious ejection. And
this is what I'm saying, though, is she does that, but this is the type of stuff that in sports you want to see from the people who are playing. I want to watch my people. I just get pushed to the ground or whatever. I get pushed, not pushed to the ground, but you push me. I want to see my teammate come up here and then get active. That's across the sport. You could go through those comments and they was cheering on Sophie Cunningham for getting active. Like, that's standard 101.
Obvious ejection. Marina Mayberry, look in the mirror. The reason that you're going to have any money before the end of your career is number 2-2. Nobody even knew who you were or cared about you till she got in the league. So cheap shot her like that. What are you, dumb? Boom. More importantly, the league, the refs, you're going to let people take cheap shots like that over and over and over at the face of your league, the future of the league, the most important player in your league. How do you not eject her? How do you not eject her? And that leads to the end of the game. Finally, when Sophie Cunningham, the other girl from Ohio State.
Hey, he barely know anybody's name, to be
I don't
honest.
even forget her name. She's so irrelevant. The one who raked Caitlin in the eyes, driving down for a layup, and Sophie hard fouls her, then puts her in like a chokehold, bench clearing brawl. Finally, somebody stands up, and that's what the Fever are going to have to do.
Hey, she's talking to her too. I didn't even realize that. She is talking to her as she yoking her
And the
up, which
coach
is
said it after
crazy.
the game. If the refs are going to let people have open season on Caitlin, bump her, knock her down, throw her down, cheap shot her, it's time for the Fever to wake up like Sophie Cunningham did, say, enough is enough. You're going to do that. You hit us with a feather, we're going to hit you with the crowbar right in the fucking brain. That's what we got to do. But my God, it's entertaining. WNBA basketball, where anything fucking goes.
Here's what I'll tell you. Now, the tough part about what he's saying is it's true. Is they got to do that. Folks was begging for that last year when they was doing that full court press and getting tough with Caitlin. Like they wanted to see her teammates get active. And so you can do that. But the problem with it is when you get known for being active, you open the arena for more activity, right? So you either in some spaces are getting people to chill, but then also you are bringing the shooters. You know what I'm saying? When people know you got a gun, they know to bring their gun. And when they know that you might shoot back, they think we got to shoot first. That's the danger of playing that game. A lot going on right now in the WNBA, as he said. It's crazy. It's exciting. I'm here for it. I want to see it in every way. Your girl Caitlin Clark is for sure the face of the league and deserves that title because the story around her is box office as well as her play. And I think what makes it so interesting is that as we watch her hoop and do her thing, we know that the other team is showing up, right? We see this in sports all of the time where they say, for this team, we're their championship. And they're coming to play like that's what's happening with Caitlin Clark and this Fever team. And it makes all of their games worth to watch. Shemaine, man, AB the Hero, we getting up out of here.